everybody, and welcome to Machtails from the Cantina Live. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, we got a great show for you guys tonight. Threw this thing together at last minute, but man, we have a lot of special guests tonight. I got to thank the producers first and foremost. I got the names of the Patreon members in the pin here. God, you know, I'm really missing Tyler and I'm really missing Matthew Rooney tonight because I have to run all the magic that happens behind the board here. Anyways, guys, tune in live. Patreon members, I'll pull your name for a prize at the end of the show. The drinking word of the night, I'm going to use the Force, and we're going to go right for green. So, hey, this is a 21 and over show, guys. There's going to be a lot of things said and done on this show that some of us might regret. So if you are not into tomfoolery and you are easily offended, I prefer you probably watch something else. Maybe go drink your blue milk in front of your TV set. But we're going to have a good time tonight, man. Got two producers on. Ian Savage is back with the Machtails community producer this time. I got Dark Lords of Dark. I got Suds. I'm always fucking that up. But anyways, and I also have a surprise guest. A couple surprise guests tonight as we are celebrating St. Patrick's Day. But I want to bring on somebody that's been supporting the show for a long time, Mr. Ian Savage. Ian, thank you again for coming back to Machtails as a producer this time.
It's an honor, man. What's going on?
How are you, man? Happy St. Pat's to you.
Yeah, hey, St. Pat's. I got my green beer. It got a little too dark, but I think everybody can see it out there. It looks like some ecto slime or something right now.
Yeah, or the water from the Dagobah swamp, right?
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Stay on brand.
I got somebody that is very, very busy tonight. He's been busy all week, actually. We had a lot of parades. Early. You know, we had a lot of parades early this year. And
yeah, you guys do a big up in that area.
Yeah, it's huge in Chicago, man. They dyed the river green. There's a South Side parade. There's a North Side parade. All the suburbs have parades. Somebody that was at the St. Charles parade down the street from my house was the Shamrock Alorian.
Whoa!
And he is very, very busy tonight. And Ian, I know that you have the show with our buddy Boston Dan, who's also a Patreon supporter. Dan and Ian have questions. I am sure that you have some questions for our friend, the Shamrock Alorian. I'm going to let you take it from here, my friend.
I'm overwhelmed, Chris. You're giving me the floor with the Shamrock Alorian?
I am. Have fun, man.
Hey, bud, are you breathing okay under there? Okay. Well, I mean, around this time on Mandalore, do they dye the waters green on Mandalore? If I go to get baptized, is it in the green waters of Mandalore? Oh, okay. Did you lose your voice from too many parades so far today? Yeah, he's done. What about, are you enjoying season 3 so far of Mandalorian? Yes, very much so. That looked like a very emphatic yes. Do you need to drink in private, because of the mask thing, or are you able to remove your helmet for a beverage every once in a while? Oh, so yes, in private, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. I had another one written down here. Because you know Grogu so well, is it easy being green? No. Oh, he's thinking about it. Yeah, Grogu's a nice shade. He's always in the lucky spirit. He must be your good luck charm because he seems to get you the Mandalorians out of all kinds of trouble. We got a thumbs up, Chris.
Hey, Hey, Shamrock Galorian, man, thank you so much for joining us. I know you're super, super busy causing mischief, tomfoolery, and hijinks. So, but you know what? We have not done a show on St. Patrick's Day in 2 years. We skipped last year. And obviously your voice is out, so we're not going to get any limericks from you this year. But we will catch you. Hey, my friend, we will catch you next year. Thanks again for joining, man. This is the way. This is the way. As we celebrate St. Patrick's Day here, I know, hey, another producer that I cannot have wait any longer. I need to ask him a question. I got a couple questions, actually. I'm going to steal the show from you a little bit, Ian.
We got Suds.
We got Suds.
Hey,
Dark Suds, remind me, man.
just
Dark Lords of the Suds Relief.
let's just go with straight Suds. Let's forget about the Suds.
Straight Suds.
You know,
It's
I can't
just
do it that way.
way too many syllables to remember.
So, Suds, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
I got a couple St. Patrick's Day questions, and Ian's got some. He does a trivia. You know, he does a trivia with the Super Friends.
So I've heard.
Gonna throw.
So I've heard. Yeah, he's been subjected to it.
Yep.
I actually have a question for both of you guys.
Okay.
Ian, you already answered that as you drink out of your glass there, your pint glass. Suds, did you consume anything green today?
Well, yes and no. Technically,
Other than your salad.
no salad today. If in its normal form it's green, but this one was kind of purplish tinged.
Is this like an avocado? No.
I think you know what it is, Mr. Savage.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're good. You're good.
I dropped the THC gummy.
Right before you KA, somebody's got
about 30 minutes ago. So I probably
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like 80 milligrams of THC in it. So I'm like in the Jimmy Mac territory.
Uh-oh. All right. We're not throwing anybody under the bus here.
Hey, I told you there's going to be some tomfoolery and hijinks on this show.
Yeah.
And you know, there's no editing because this is a live show. But hey, okay, you guys, this is a question for you guys. A little Irish. Your background.
My background, I really don't know. I haven't done the 23andMe, but always in my family it was an Irish background. My grandmother's side of the family were a bunch of red-headed Irish folks, and that stream still.
A lot of drinkers in the family.
I mean, yes, sadly, yes. Good, yes. You know, it depends. It's good when everybody's together, but yes, you know, a lot of drinking going on. But yeah, it was always the Irish pride. And my grandma had a shamrock painted on her driveway the whole time. I remember her living on the west side of Columbus. I remember there was a shamrock right in the middle. But yeah, everybody, I come from the red-headed Irish upbringing.
Aye.
Okay, so you can celebrate this day without feeling dirty.
Yeah, I mean, you look at me, I look like Middle Eastern, Italian, something. You know, I don't look like the Irish guy at all.
Yeah, no, anything but Irish. I would.
Yeah, exactly.
So, how about you, man? What's your Irish background? What's your story?
I marched in the Southside Irish Parade and marching band in high school all 4 years.
Well, that's it. That completes it, man. You're good.
Yeah, no, I'm like I did one of those ancestry tests, and it was like 56 or 57% Germanic Europe. No Irish in my blood whatsoever.
What?
No Irish. And I had to do that because I don't know if I've mentioned this before on the show. I'm adopted, so I don't know what my ethnic background is beyond what I got off of the ancestry test.
Well, I mean, that's got to be great, man. I haven't done that, but I know there's some like some crazy revelations that come with those kind of tests. Where you're like, wait, what?
Well, I did much to my delight. I did find out I'm 1% Italian. So
1% Italian. Well, somebody. has, you would think he has some Irish background. He's going to join us right now. Mister, you guys know him. Obviously, he's not Korean.
Hey.
Hey, hi to the hi. How's everybody doing, me boyos?
Now, Sean, can you get away with that? Do you have Irish? Where's your Irish background?
Oh, yes, sure, my God, I am a little bit Irish. I got about 25%, as far as I know. But what am I? Sure of it. I was sitting here wearing my green, drinking my green river.
Wait, what is
going all out, man? You're going all. You got the decorations in the back. You got the flag.
I got my. I got it all. I'm all for it, man. It's my day.
Mark, I'm not trying to take over your show, but what is Green River? I'm not familiar with that.
This is the Chicago area.
Oh yeah, this is the Chicago thing right here. Green soda. Green. I have no idea what the flavor is supposed to be. I just know I drink it every St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, so they don't just scoop it up from the freshly poured river, right?
It might be, for all I know.
You got to pay extra for that,
right?
Could be lake filtered, for all I know.
Here's a bit of trivia for you, Ian. When they what color is the powder that they use to dye the Chicago River green?
Isn't it like yellow or something? It's something you don't think.
Close. It's orange. So
orange.
It's a secret. It's a secret family recipe. They don't tell you exactly what it is.
Oh, really? So it's like a proprietary thing from in the area that they figured out worked just right with their
mix.
I'm
sure is completely safe and healthy for people.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I posted a meme in the group today. It was like fish waking up in the Chicago River, and it was like, what the? And it's all green. Like, what the heck happened? But Chris, this is your show. Why are we talking?
Right, because you guys are the producers and you guys are the guests. So I mean, you.
Yeah, I gotta ask Stud something. I don't know what was in that THC, or because it looks like your eyes have actually turned green. Am I the only one seeing it? Does his eyes not look like they turned green on us?
Well, mine?
Yeah, no.
Your eyes naturally green, Suds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's got a little green on them today. You know, the eyes, the shirts. All right. I got a little green on this one here. Okay. So
I know. I got my Samurai Boba Fett shirt. That's the only green Star Wars shirt I got going on.
You know, as long as you do it responsibly, right? Like, don't put the shirt on and like blind people's eyes, right?
Yeah, you don't want neon. No neon.
Or some of these girls, you go to the South Side Irish Parade. God, you go to the North Side Irish Parade. You know, some of the ladies down there.
Wait. The what side Irish Parade?
The South Side Irish Parade.
Yeah, you said North Side. I was like, no.
I meant North Side, South Side. I feel like Chicago's a little crazy, but
there's
South
the downtown
Side Irish are very, very more crazy.
You got the downtown parade and then the South Side Parade. That's what you got.
Yeah.
I was always told visiting Chicago, I shouldn't go to the South Side. So is that a good parade?
It's only safe on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, okay.
What South Side you go to?
Because everybody's falling over themselves.
Yeah, they've actually had extra police reinforcements over the land. I don't know if you can still drink during the South Side Parade. Hey, speaking about drinking, there is a song, an Irish song by the Young Dubliners, I believe, called Seven Drunken Nights. For you guys out there, let's go around the horn. Seven drunken nights. Name me one of your worst drunken nights. I'm going to start with you, Suds. Give me that nightmare drunken night that you've had.
All right. Let's see, which one do I want to share in public?
Yeah. EBITDA.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see. Okay. One night back in the early 90s was a mobile DJ, and we did a job in Decatur, Illinois, and ended up going back to the hotel, calling our friends that were in the area that went to a nearby university. Ended up going to their house, getting really, really drunk, came back to the hotel, Took about an hour and a half to find my room because I couldn't remember my room number. And then we finally got in the room, and there was like, it was like college time. So it was like three guys to a room. And so my friends said they heard me get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. I closed and locked the bathroom door for some reason, and they heard a loud thud.
Oh, Jesus.
They heard a loud thud, and his name was Sud.
Suds. Oh, that sounds like a Dr. Seuss. I heard a loud thud, and his name was Suds.
That's my limerick right there.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I woke up the next morning, and still locked in the bathroom, laying on the cold tile floor, and my pants were wet. And I have no idea how that happened.
You fell in a pot. You fell in a yeah. It was just you fell. You got water on you. That's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah,
so you pissed yourself.
Yeah,
or that.
You know, he used to piss himself all the time. You guys know him from The Force Among Us and The Force Within Us. It is not Angry Mike, but it is my cousin Glenn. He would drink so much, he would piss himself all the time. I thank God I never had that happen. I mean,
Glenn, you hear that? Chris just put you on blast.
yeah, really.
Ian, well, you got to have a drunken night.
I mean, unfortunately,
you drink those Keystone Lights, man. You got to have a drunken night.
No. I'm past the. It wasn't Keystone. It was. See, they make fun of me. Yeah, that was a while ago. I'm past that phase. But yeah, it was Natty Lights. No. Yeah, unfortunately, I did the drunkest I ever been. It was, of course, when I was younger. I was in a band, metal band. Me and Chris have talked about that. And we opened up for, I think it was a band called Dragon Force, which they're all over the place, but we opened up for them back in the day, and I got way too comfortable at the end of the night. Luckily, we ended up back in my buddy's studio. But yeah, I ended up drunk and passed out, and I put my face through a window. If that's the worst thing you can ever do. So that's my worst drunken night. Was I put my face through a window, passed out, and I woke up looking at everybody, and they're going, "What happened?" I said, "No, I'm good, and I just started a stream of blood right down my face. I'm like, "I'm good."
You need stitches.
No, I didn't actually need stitches. Like, I got lucky. It was one of those warehouses where there's like 8 panes of glass that make up one window. So it was like I busted in like what was that, like Hey, how's it go? Like one of those old school shows. Like I was the crazy neighbor that just busted through the window out of nowhere. But yeah, Sean, that's my worst.
That is a bad one. Pissing on yourself, putting your face through a window. Those are 2 bad things to happen. Sean, you got to live up to this story, man, without making it up.
I got to say, yeah, man, those are some tough acts to follow, but I'll see what I can do here. The one and only story that I got that I like to share in these types of storytelling moments. Me, my buddy Mike, and my brother Rob, we had taken a road trip down to Kentucky for a friend's wedding, and we were kind of on our own. And with this hotel where the reception was being held at, they had a little mini bar inside of the reception area. And me and my friend Mike, we kept asking for these shot. I forget what the shot was. We kept asking for, but he didn't have it at the mini bar. He had to go across the hall to the main bar to get it, to bring it back to us. Well, when he did that, he left his mini bar unattended. So we grabbed a solo cup, and we're just whatever we could get, one right after that. He comes back with the shots we actually paid for, and we down those things. Well, it didn't quite work out. But my friend ended up in the hot tub that was in the lobby. It was one of these hotels with the big atrium.
Uh-huh.
He jumps into the hot tub with his full suit on, screaming, "I'm in the house!" They find me in one of the bathroom stalls, muttering something about Kentucky Fried Chicken. My poor brother Rob had to play babysitter to these 2 drunks. The next morning he's telling my friend Mike, "Hey, don't worry about it. I wrote all the numbers down. I wrote them all down." He's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" He looks at his arm. He had this smeared arm full of ink of all the phone numbers that had smeared from when he jumped in the hot tub. Nice. Now, when they finally got my drunk ass into bed,
They put the garbage can at the side of the bed just in case I had to hurl. Middle of the night, my friend who, didn't want to be in the bed, he ended up laying on the floor. I get up, all of a sudden I feel it coming, right? You know what's coming. And there's no time to move anywhere. So I quickly turn to the side where the garbage pail is, and it's not the garbage pail. It's my friend.
Oh, God.
So he's like, he's right. He sees me. He sees the look on my face. He knows what's about to happen. So he's like, other side, other side. So I try to go to the other side, and like a Bellagio fountain, just spews all until it reaches to the other side. So yeah.
And then Evel Knievel jumped over top of you in that moment.
So that's great. My story.
Well, hey, I appreciate you sharing that story. I have a very, very special guest now.
Wait. What about yours? Or are you going to get to that later?
I will get to that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you're not letting me get out of this mess without sharing my own mess. But a very, very special guest that was with me when I had my drunken night. Courtney Mock, welcome to Machtails again.
It might be both of our stories.
Well, hey, we are no stranger to Irish pubs, as the Force Among Us was born in an Irish pub over some Guinness.
Yes.
But 7 drunken nights. What was one of your drunken nights? And by the way, thanks for taking time out of your busy day to join me, man.
Yeah, no worries. Well, I don't want to steal your story because of our German extravaganza.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's definitely within the top. So I'll go with a different story. And we went out for a really nice dinner. It was Nate, my other brother Nathan, and my cousin Sean and I. Nice dinner. I'm talking like steaks and martinis. And then we decided, what tops a night off like that. But heading over to the dive bar next door. And so we go into this dive bar, the Potbelly Pub in Westmont, and we asked the bartender, like, we feel like doing a shot. Like, but what kind of shot do you recommend? Which is just not a question you should really ask in a dive bar. And he said, I got a good one. It's called 99 Bananas. It's great. When you drink it, it tastes like bananas. And then it tastes like kerosene. And for some reason, we were like, okay, that sounds perfect. That should have been a red flag. Like, no, we're not going to take that. So we went ahead, did the shot, did a couple more. He was right. It did taste like kerosene. It's disgusting. If anybody's ever had
the aftertaste was kerosene?
Yeah, it's really just disgusting. And I don't think it was more like we had so much to drink more than we had like a really nice meal and martinis, and then you're just drinking this disgusting stuff on top of it. And right then and there, Nate disappears. He just disappears at the back door of the bar, just shoots right out the back door of the bar. And my cousin Sean goes right into the bathroom, and he gets sick everywhere. And I'm sitting there like, what is going on here? Where's everybody going? I'm like, it's time to go home. We leave. Nate's sitting behind a dumpster. We go home. Next thing I know, I'm like running down the street. I feel like there's a Camaro chasing me. So I feel like I'm hallucinating at this point.
Over the 99 banana shot.
Yes, over these 99 bananas. Like, totally ruined just a great, great, great meal. And so we get
There's
home.
There's going to be a vomit story here.
There's not. I know, because you know what? I never do. Ever, ever, ever. I did not in Germany. I don't. It's not my thing.
You know what? I gotta call you out. Can I call you out?
Oh, well, the Christmas party, yes. That was bad. But that was some weird, like, wine thing. But anyway, let me finish the story. Next thing I know, I have to walk to go take out the dog over at Ben's house. And I still feel like there's a mystery Camaro chasing me. So I'm running down the street, and I'm, like, jumping into bushes and, like, peeking my head out of bushes and running a little bit more, jumping into the bushes, peeking my head out a little bit more until I made it the next day. And I woke up, and I'm like, if anybody has Ring camera footage of that.
Well,
I
that was
love
a long time
to
ago,
see
right?
it.
I mean, Ring camera wasn't even around then.
It wasn't, but I did jump into the bushes of St. Mary of Gosling Church in Downers Grove, and I know that they had cameras out front. So it was just the most bizarre thing. I will never, ever in my life drink 99 anything again. Ever.
You know, one of my good friends, he's the guy that did the artwork for Mocktails. He's got a really, really great Malort story, and I'm gonna have him on the show probably next week. But man, you need to hear his theory behind it.
Whoa, that's actually a really big deal. So is that when you're going to take your first Malort shot? Because I think
it's due. It is long overdue. For those of you, you know, Ian's probably wondering what the hell is Malort. It is a Chicago thing. It is a Chicago thing. I think you could get it all over the United States, but for some reason, I think it originates here, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. It's like a welcome to Chicago. Try a Malort, and then you do it, and you never do it again. Like that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
But it's fun to watch somebody do their first shot. I think if you're having a show next week and there's some Malort going on, you should do it live.
I have to do it live.
Absolutely, do your first Malort shot. I will be there to watch that for sure.
that needs to be on video. You guys have been trying to get me to do the Malort shot forever. But my drinking story, as you know, I've shared this before, but I just feel like when we were in Munich, Germany,
it's number one.
It was just, I don't know if we didn't eat, if we didn't hydrate, but it was just beer. And it was the only time that I blacked out. I did not get sick. And I just remember the next day looking so desperately, along with you guys, before I got out of bed, you were looking for me for some Tylenol. And it was, you know, because St. Patrick's Day is a religious holiday, this kind of plays into this story. In Germany, Sunday, it's like old school Catholic holiday, just the day of the week.
It's like everything's closed. Everything is closed.
You know, so
there's no 24-hour Walgreens, there's no markets, there's no grocery store. Everything was closed. Everything on Sunday.
My favorite thing was going to the paramedics and asking them, do you have a Tylenol? I had too many of those. Because the paramedics, it's like an episode from The Simpsons. Paramedics are drinking these big beers, you know. I got shit, you know what? I think that's not from Munich. It's behind that, but it was like this big.
Well, yeah, so they're liter beers. And I think we calculated how many we drink, and it was about a gallon of German Dunkel beer. Like that's not like having a CLT, you know, it's like a Coors Light.
Here it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a liter of strong beer, and I think we calculated that we had each about over a gallon.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, I mean, when you're drinking beer this big and you've had like 7 of them, you know, but I remember just feeling like shit. So every time I'm hungover, I say I'm halfway to Germany because it will never be that bad. Court, I know you did. I do not want you to destroy my love of our last. Well, you don't. You'll always be Courtney Mock to me, but you're obviously Foot because you got married. I don't want to destroy my German heritage and my German name because I take so much pride in that. But I know you did the test, the what do you call it? The
ancestry. Yeah, I did the ancestry, ethnicity, DNA test, and I did one from Ancestry and one from 23andMe.
So, without going into the detail of all the shit we are we a little Irish?
Oh, we're a lot, actually, like a lot. So do I have time to kind of tell a little bit of this backstory?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So first of all, whenever you do one of those DNA tests, I won't get too sciencey here, but you will absolutely pull different like traits through. So it's not always cut and dry. Like I may pull through certain more than you would, even though we're and sister. So it's just the way, your X chromosomes and your Y chromosomes work out. However, I was really shocked when I did the ancestry DNA test, and the 23 was close to like a 65% very specific Northern Irish. And then it was Welsh, and then it was German. And it was very, very specific, the region of Ireland. It was almost Scotland, Ireland, and it was the North Coast. And so then I started digging into like, where in the heck would that have come from? Because I've done our family tree. I've done the family tree. And then I found out that there was an ancestor on Grandpa's side, his mom's mom, who actually came over from Ireland, 16 and pregnant. Lived in a boarding house.
Wow, that's
yes, on her own. So I found all these records. It was mind blowing. And then she lived in a boarding house in Chicago. She ended up getting married and changing her last name to the German man that she had married. And then they just assumed that person's name. But I found her original name on a census where she was living in the boarding house. And then she had Grandpa's mom. And then their names changed to this German name down the road when she got married. And it was just never spoken about that she came over 16, pregnant, on a boat from Ireland.
That's crazy. Hey.
And that's the backstory of that. It's crazy how close it is, and nobody ever knew.
Yeah. Well,
I did ask about it one time. Oh, go ahead.
It sounds like we're a little bit more than a little Irish.
Yeah, like a lot. And the story is so interesting. Like, I don't know, like how she came over here and she was on her own. I mean, that's pretty intense in today's standards. I can't imagine back then being on your own, just arriving in Chicago, pregnant, 16, no job.
That is crazy. That is a mocktail in itself right there. That is some mocktail genetic history. Hey, speaking about history and speaking about, not speaking about, but you know what? Let's bring back our, let's call them contestants now, because Ian, I'm going to have,
I see you let us on with Courtney now.
Hello, Courtney. Nice to meet you.
Hey.
What's up, Court? Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to Rich Bendo for pointing out that it actually says lime soda right on here.
So it's not lime river water; it's lime soda.
Lime soda with a hint of lemon.
Court, you got some sparkling lime water too. Are you not drinking tonight, Court?
No, I've got it with my vodka.
No, see, that's just she's cutting it, man. That's all.
Yeah, there you
all
go.
Right, I'm like, you gotta have something in there. You gotta have something in. Okay, hey, Ian, you do this thing with the Star Wars Super Friends, Star Wars trivia. You do the Dan and Ian have questions. You ask questions to the Shamrock Galorian, but I want you to ask us. You got some trivia up your sleeve tonight?
Yeah, I get the privilege of Suds is in there. Sean's in on the group. I'm pretty sure he mutes us because we talk so much, but we get together and do trivia pretty often. And I figured I'd try my hand at last minute some trivia. If anybody wants Star Wars inspired trivia, and I figured, if you want to go for this, Chris.
Yeah, let's go for it, man. Let's go for a little fun and games on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, so let's start. Let's see. We're going with Irish actors. In 2015, this Dublin actor was cast as a younger version of this original trilogy character. Do you need multiple choice, or does anybody know?
You know what, Suds? You're the producer. Why don't you answer that first?
No, let's just go for it. It's a good test of knowledge.
So that would be.
Oh, you want me to answer the trivia question?
I can answer it. Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. I think it just.
You get first dibs at this.
Yeah.
So, and you want me to say it again?
Son. I'm sorry, Sons. Do we need to go a little slower?
So, do you want me to repeat the question one more time?
This Irish actor played
a younger version of this original trilogy character.
Okay. In 2015, he did it.
Irish actor.
Yeah.
In 2015, they were cast as this original.
Oh, they were cast. Okay.
They were cast as a younger version of their original trilogy character.
Oh, it was their character, not another one. Their character.
No, that cut out on me.
Is it that dude that played Han Solo in the Solo film, Alden Ehrenreich or whatever his name is?
Do we have any other guesses? Are we going with Todd? Todd answering one?
Dom, I'm going to go with a younger trilogy actor.
So they're playing the younger version of an original trilogy actor, and they were cast in 2015.
Well, if we're talking Irish, the first thing that comes to my mind is Mr. Ewan McGregor.
That's right. Well, yeah.
No,
he's not Irish.
I want to say Ewan McGregor is Scottish.
Yeah, he is. He's Scottish, not Irish.
Yeah, Scottish. Not to confuse the Scots with the Irish.
Yeah, no.
You're right. That's fighting words.
You know what? I would go. I'm going to go with Suds on that. Yeah. It's got to be 2015. Shit. What do we got?
All right. You ready for the answer here?
I know. Tom Hall Gleason is. I believe he's Irish.
But
he wasn't a original.
Chris, stop showing your hand. Okay, so I had three choices, for a little multiple choice. It was Genevieve O'Reilly, Alden Ehrenreich, or Ian McKellen. And nobody got it right. I'm glad that Suds went for the Alden Ehrenreich poll. I felt validated in that random choice.
But
it was Genevieve O'Reilly, Mon Mothma. Was cast in 2015.
I should know this shit.
Yes, I know. This is where. Sorry, Chris.
Man,
Sorry,
I
Chris.
was going to ask if it was a female character. I was like,
that's why I was
gender on this.
I know. I revised. I copy and pasted some stuff. Some tidbits, and then I went back through and I got rid of her and him, and then I replaced it with they are.
Like this could be a woman. Yep.
Yes.
Hey, speaking about the female concept, it is Women's History Month, so we should know that. And Court is going to spend some time with me doing a Patreon exclusive chat as we celebrate Women's History Month. That'll be a podcast only kind of thing. That was my shameless plug on my own show here. So
how dare you plug your own show?
But yeah, we should know that, especially as a Rogue One lover. And I had her featured as a question on the Machtails St. Patrick's Day show 2 years ago. Okay, what's the next question we got here?
Do you want me to? I'll go with another Star Wars one here.
Let's go with another Star Wars one. I'm sure you got a St. Patrick's Day one too. Throw us all.
Yeah. So this original trilogy, American Star Wars actor, never quite mastered the accent, but has Irish roots. They are the grandchild of John Fitzgerald Blank, because that gives up their name, an Irish Catholic emergy. I couldn't get this word. He's a priest, an Irish Catholic priest from Douglas in County Cork. So which of the three? I will give you the big three: Hamill, Ford, or Fisher. So one of these has a roots to an Irish priest in the County Cork.
Can I answer first?
Sure, it's your show.
Harrison Ford.
Okay. Todd, Sean, Courtney.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say Harrison Ford too, just because Hamill, he does all those voices. It'd be hard for me to think of him not mastering one of that.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. So wait, you both are saying Ford? Okay, Chris and Sean with Ford. Todd, what you got?
I'm gonna go with
one of the big three, man.
One of the big Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher. Okay, what do you got, Chris?
I'm going Carrie Fisher as well. I'm sticking
All right,
with the
Carrie
females.
All right. Well, the answer was Harrison Ford. He is the grandson of John Fitzgerald Ford, an Irish Catholic priest
Now,
from
wasn't
Douglas.
Didn't he try to pull off for the accent in a movie with Brad Pitt?
Yeah, I don't know if that little quip that he put about him was like a dig at one of his roles where he couldn't do it.
So Harrison Ford's grandpa was a priest, Catholic priest?
Yes, in County Douglas, in Douglas in County Cork, Ireland.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Good stuff.
All right, we got one more.
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys might know this. I mean, this is St. Paddy's Day. We'll just go for a straight up St. Paddy's question. What color? Oh wait. Oh, sorry. I'm going to say. Let me go here. I am on the wrong question. I was still going with Star Wars. Historians say that St. Patrick's color was blank, not green. The use of green on the holiday became common in the 1600s. So what was the original color we all associate with green? And this is a choice of like what, 6 colors? Primary color? What are we doing?
I'm gonna say orange for some reason. I'm gonna say orange.
Oh no, that's good. No, because it's complimentary here. Yeah.
Well, I got 3 choices right here. I got 3 different choices.
Well, it's part of the flag, right? It's the Irish
All
flag.
right, Chris has got orange. Anybody else got any?
I'll say yellow.
Yellow?
I'm gonna go red.
Red. All right, well, blue.
Blue?
It says blue was the original color. Yeah, it was. It didn't become green didn't become common until the 1600s and 1700s when the clover became.
1600s.
Yeah, the clover became a symbol of nationalism, and wearing green on lapels became the norm.
Well, they could have saved Chicago a whole lot of money and die if they kept the blue.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I want to go around the horn here a little bit. I'm going to start with my sister, Courtney. Courtney, what do you do to celebrate St. Patrick's Day? Do you do anything special?
No, I'm a curmudgeon when it comes to St. Patrick's Day. I'm not a huge fan of St. Patrick's Day because it seems like
A mess.
yeah, it's kind of like a mess. Like I went out for a late lunch today and you can't sit anywhere and there's people everywhere and they're already wasted. And I think that was amazing when I was in my 20s. But now that I'm 45, I'm kind of like, not into the St. Patrick's Day thing.
Okay, you don't partake in the afternoon then.
You know what? My husband Ben was like, "You're really being a super curmudgeon about this St. Patrick's." I'm just gonna be my authentic self. It's not my jam.
Sons, you do anything special? Even though the only roots that you have to being Irish is playing in that marching band.
Well, I went to the 1% of my roots that's Italian, and we took a trip up to the Italian deli. It's in Tinley Park. It's about 25 minutes away. Got 2 pepper and egg sandwiches. Yeah, which is
that sounds absurd. I'm sorry.
Well, it's absurd, but it also has to do with Lent.
It's Lent, and it's good for you for sticking to it. I did hear that the Pope did some sort of proclamation of acceptance.
Special dispensation,
right. But
is this a regional thing? I've never heard of this before. That's so crazy.
No, good for you for sticking to it. It's tough.
So okay, so 2 pepper and eggs, which is like it's an Italian thing. Okay, so one Italian thing on St. Patrick's Day. In addition to the Italian deli I was at. Then got a caprese salad sandwich, which is with the mozzarella and the lettuce and all that.
The fresh mozzarella.
Yeah.
I've done that before, yes.
and 6 zeppoli, which is a dessert, another Italian item, and I left the gun and I took the cannoli.
Oh, nice.
Hey, that's a Godfather reference.
Yeah.
Sean, I don't have to ask you what you do for St. Patrick's Day. I can see it. Right.
Yeah, I'm all in, man. I'm all in. I got the decorations. You know, we go to the parades. You know, we drink our Green River or our Green Miller Light beer. The one thing we don't do is eat, corned beef or cabbage. We don't do that in our house. But the one tradition that we have to do every year, been a tradition in the Hines family ever since we were a bunch of wee lads, is we have an annual screening of Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
Nice.
If you've never seen this movie, it is a must-see. But you have to see it on DVD. Don't watch it on Disney Plus because they have actually redubbed the actors on the Disney Plus version to sound less, so that they sound less Irish. They've like muddled
less Irish
because in the original movie they have very strong Irish accents. So those ones where you kind of have to really pay attention to hear what they're saying. But in the Disney Plus version, they've redubbed the lines with different.
Oh, they whitewashed it.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
I don't know about you guys, but for me, St. Patrick's Day today is a weird day, right? Because I don't want to bring this show down a notch, but today was the day that my wife was 5.5 months pregnant, 4 days before the Force Within Us premiere, and we had lost we had lost our first child, and we're always reminded on St. Patrick's Day of that. And then the positive thing is in 2020, this would have been what Nathan's birthday, our brother's birthday, March 13th. That was like the day that everything shut down in 2020. Mm-hmm. And St. Patrick's Day was when I cracked open a Guinness at noon and I said, you know what? I'm not going down with this ship. So it's a very positive day. And to me, too, it's like, I feel like the last 2 years have been one. I don't know if that's the pandemic doing that.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's old age doing that. I can't get a grasp on time, and I cannot get a grasp on everything feeling like it's just rolling right into the next thing.
Yeah, grasping time is ridiculous now. I think the last 3 years have kind of been like 1 year in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay,
weird.
So I'm not alone in this.
No, yeah, it's just so weird. I try to think back to stuff, and I'm like, holy crap, that was 2 years ago now. But it feels like it was just this past summer,
Yes.
Uh-huh.
You think about something that you planned, let's say a year and a half from now, and the next thing you know, it's here. It's like Father Time is pushing the fast forward button on the treadmill, and it's hard to keep up sometimes.
Yeah.
So, hey, Sean, speaking of pushing buttons, you were obviously not the Shamrock Galorian. You missed him. He was on here earlier, and
yeah, I was not. I missed him. I don't. I was hoping to get on in time, but I just couldn't get home from work fast enough.
And I know for a fact that was not you because
it was not me.
Yeah, I people might think you're him, but I think we've just revealed that you are not.
He's magical. He's a magical being.
Exactly.
Appears once a year, this time of year, he just appears out of nowhere with his lucky pot of gold of chocolates and fun stuff and the Beskar, the golden Beskar of Mandalore. So,
Hey, Court, are you enjoying The Mandalorian? Are you caught up on season 3?
No, I am not. So
she said no, stop it.
Well, like I said, it's a miracle that we got her on the show tonight because of her.
Am I allowed to say I just finished The Last of Us? So
so you're ahead of me. I want to finish The Last of Us, and I know what's coming, but I don't. It's like Walking Dead, where there's the comics they stayed faithful to. Last of Us is staying faithful to the game, so I know what's coming, but I know the show has changed it a little bit.
Very little. My husband's just he's playing the game, so we had a little bit of a jump on the whole storyline. Just part 1, not part 2. But we just finished the the season of the show. So I have not started Mandalorian yet. Last of Us is really good.
Well, at least Pedro's in both shows, so there's a pass. There's crossover.
I mean, so good, so good.
You know, so it won't be too jarring of a switch. You're going to be going from watching Pedro Pascal's character escort an orphan through a dangerous landscape over to Pedro
watching
Pascal
taking an orphan. If you guys, Court, I know you have not been to Ireland. That's on your bucket list as much as it is mine. Have you guys been to Ireland?
I need to go. There is actually a Heinz Castle out there that my dad found.
Oh,
that is actually part of our lineage. And
that's awesome.
And he found it through the ancestry thing. Had it located. He had somebody send pictures of it. And then one year, I think it was like a Christmas, he gave us frame shots of our castle and our family crest and all this fun stuff. It was really cool.
That's cool.
It's really cool. Sons, you've been to Italy.
Like that, the original name of the original Irish name for Heinz was O'Hynessy.
O'Hynessy.
All right, yeah. Then those bastards at Ellis Island shortened it to right.
Yeah, whatever. I feel like Ellis Island kind of changed a lot of people's heritages.
Well, yeah.
Unfortunately, Courtney and I have a relative. It was Grandma Norm's dad. His name was Adolf, and they had to change.
Unfortunate.
Yeah,
I guess I'm happy and sad for you.
Well, he never went by his name. So when I was doing the family tree, I'm like, I cannot find anything about Richard. Richard is what he went by, Richard. And then I actually talked to Norm, and she's like, well, we don't talk about this, but his name is actually, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then the records like completely popped, right? I could find all of his records. And all this time, we had no idea his name was Adolf.
I know, it's such an unfortunate thing. It's like that's Steve or John or back then. It's just he unfortunately was lumped in with Steve Hitler.
Yeah, right. Well, and I mean, think about the time that he was around. It was very much World War II generation. Yes. So they did not want to be, and he's from Germany. They did not want to be associated with that name at all.
I think it would have been crazier if he was a Macht and had the name Adolf Macht. That would have been kind of creepy.
Yeah.
You don't get more. Man, Adolf Macht. You don't get more SS than that. My goodness.
Adolf Force. Adolf Power.
Yeah. Hey, he would have been canceled in today's society. That's for sure.
Big smile. Big smile.
I think it's tough too when you look at when people are like, hey, we're German, which. But like there was almost all of Europe at one point was German.
Well, yeah.
So it's very interesting when you go back and you start putting where the towns are, where people are from, and sometimes they are current Germany, and sometimes they are parts of France or parts of the Czech Republic, and not necessarily Germany.
Yeah.
I mean, all of Europe was Germany pretty much at one point.
Hey, Ian, we got time for one or two more questions. What do you got for us?
I want to, since we have a friend of the cosplay and the Mandalorian sense, but this goes into the clone trooper territory. Yeah, who's that guy? And I did not know this until I saw it. What does the color green represent in the clone army? Is it corporal, sergeant, lieutenant, captain, or general?
The color green, what does it mean in the clone army?
Yes, you see the clones with the green stripes across them. I was like, what does that mean? That was the first thing that came up. I'm like, what do green in Star Wars? There's the green clone troopers. What does that mean?
I'll say lieutenant.
Chris?
It was general an option?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll say general.
Oh, Let me see. Oh, I think I screwed up, guys.
Oh,
Okay. I will take this. According to both canon, the legend's sources, these colors represented clone officer ranks. Green was for sergeants. That's what it was.
sergeants.
Yes.
So
Blue for lieutenants, red for captains, yellow for commanders. In Star Wars Episodes 3, Revenge of the Sith, nearly all clones wore paint trim, including standard troopers.
And all together, they create Sergeant Pepper's Clone Heart Band.
Yes.
Ian, send us home with a traditional St. Patrick's Day trivia question.
Oh Lord! You're putting me on the spot. I don't know. Let me see. I'm scrolling through.
Whatever you got.
Well, Chris gave me sort of a query here with what happened before the pandemic and what happened before lockdown and after lockdown.
I like this. Yeah, we were just talking about how the years have been just so.
Yes. So I have a couple of those, just some random ones because it was things I wouldn't think of.
Let's go for it.
Things I wouldn't go for. So before the lockdown, or after the lockdown, let me go back here. Tenet, was it released? The movie Tenet by Christopher Nolan, was it released before the lockdown or after the lockdown?
Before.
Tenet was released during. Is it before or during? You said
before or after? Yeah.
Before or after March of 2020?
March 13th, 2020. I want to say after.
After.
Everybody's saying after? Courtney said before, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So actually, it was released in August 26th, 2020. And if I remember right, there was a big thing. It was. Oh, I guess after. Yeah, what is after? We're still in the middle of it, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
But March 13th is ground zero, right? March 13th.
Yeah.
That's ground zero.
That was kind of one of the. I don't know if it was one of the first, but the directors pushing back at the options of seeing films in home versus the theater. They kept holding this film back for a long time, hoping that things would open up, and they just had to give in. We have maybe we can leave it on a sad, happy. Let's see how this goes. Let me see here. Oh. Everybody, don't sit in silence. This is a live show. Come on.
we got some Robert Hines music to send us home, brother.
Okay. So, all right, one more. We'll go. A sad note. Kirk Douglas's death was before the lockdown or after?
Oh, that's a good question. Kirk Douglas's death.
It was in 2020.
Before.
What was the question? I couldn't hear it.
Kirk Douglas. Did he die before lockdown or after?
Before.
Before.
No. After.
You know what? Shit. I'm going to say right before, like March 1st.
Kirk Douglas unfortunately died on February 19th. So yes, it was before.
It was before.
I'll just say this much. I'll just say this much to everybody. It's been a lot of fun being on, and I'll quote King Brian as one of his verses from the Drinking Game. Singing's no sin and drinking's no crime. So if you have one drink only, just one at a time.
Hey, Court.
Oi, Lottie.
Court, I appreciate you joining the show. I will see you tomorrow night for a birthday celebration with our brother Nathan. And thank you for filling me in again on that Irish heritage. That was a good time to do it on the show.
Awesome. Thanks.
I will see you tomorrow. Hey, Sons, again, thank you for spending your time high as a kite with us. and producing the show as always. And Ian, again, thank you for joining the Machtails community again.
Yes.
This time as a producer, and also we're going to have a lot more trivia from you, and you people can follow you wherever podcasts can be heard.
Yeah, no, please. Yeah, please check out Dan and Ian Have Questions on iTunes, Spotify, basically anywhere you can listen to them. We're on there. You know, we talk to some pretty interesting folks. There's some Star Wars stuff always sprinkled in. And yeah, please check it out. Dan and Ian Have Questions everywhere.
Again, Ian and Such, thank you guys. I want to thank all my producers. There's too many to list at this point. I'm really missing Tyler Page right now because I feel like I've just been clicking buttons left and right. I'm going to thank all my guests again. This has been a great show. I would not be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. I would have given up a long time ago. But we're going to do the baseball rules here. 3 strikes and you're out. You gotta be a Patreon member to partake in the prize. And remember, I just finally dropped an interview that I did with Corey D. Williams, the son of Billy D. It's a Machtails exclusive podcast. $2 gets you in the door. $2 gets you in the door. Courtney Mock is going to be joining us back on a podcast for this month as we celebrate Women's History Month. And this one is Sharon Sandoval. She's going to be joining me tomorrow. She's a Patreon supporter, obviously. But she is with her sons tonight watching The Mandalorian. I love the fact that she gathers around in the living room with her family. So they have this experience. Sean Todd, I believe Sean Todd might be a little Irish. He is definitely a Red Sox fan. I want to be at Fenway with him. You have to comment in the live comment section. Sean
Do
Todd,
it now or pay the price.
Hey, and these are people that support the show and tune in a lot. They're just not here. You know what? I got to get rid of that one. He is not a Patreon anymore. Jeremy, is Jeremy tuned in live? No, he is not.
Was that Heffenberg?
Yes, Hennenberg, is it? Was it
I don't know.
Hennenberg?
Let's not dox him. Let's not dox him.
So anyways, guys, thank you again for tuning in live tonight, watching the show. I want to thank everybody from Rich Brendel to Don to Brad Riverdale. I got Andy from Miami, Antonio from New Jersey, Chris Amram, who I don't know why he's not a Patreon member. Hopefully he will be.
You gotta get him in here.
I got to get him in here. But anyways, I want to thank all of you guys. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm out of beer. I'm out of time. We will catch you guys next time on Machtails from the Cantina live number 39 next week. So long, everybody.